Now let's get things started in Emergence Cave, sub-level 1. That was quite a long fall. Okay, let's get things started. Oh wait, transmission from the ship. Intriguing. My heat sensors indicate that this hole's interior is warmer than on the surface. Analysis suggests danger lies ahead, but the promise of treasure is tantalizing. If you wish to check underground terrain, press the positive button to communicate with me. I am not just a ship. I am an all-purpose support pod. Okay, so if we press the positive button, we will be able to access the map and obtain information about the underground terrain. There's not much to be seen on the map, but as we continue to explore the cave, there will be more highlighted regions. For right now, let's gather our Pikmin together and explore the cave. I see 2 pieces of treasure that ahead of us, and also 4 enemies. Gotta be very careful about this. Pikmin, you carry that back. Pikmin, attack! Different species of bulbors down here, by the way. Okay, carefully, carefully. Go get him, Pikmin! Nice! And just like that, the treasure has made it back to the ship. Let's find out how much it's worth. 180 Pokos? Citrus lump. In actuality, that looks like a giant orange. Kinda makes me hungry for fruit right now. I reckon when this recording is over, I might get me an orange or something. In fact, more than likely, I'll probably get myself an orange. Now, you guys may be wondering as to whether or not beasts can be used as treasure salvage as well. Well, you can try it, but it's really not going to benefit you a whole lot, as you will soon see in the upcoming cutscene right about now. There goes the bug. Now let's see what happens.
How can you possibly consider this beast a treasure? Beasts are incompatible with my circuitry. I suppose I will store your finds in my hold. But I do not think beasts will be worth much.
So as you just saw, the ship is not too happy with storing enemy bugs. But you can do it anyway in order to use them as a means of salvage. But as you will see, enemy bugs really aren't worth a whole lot of Pokos. So whether or not you choose to carry enemy bugs to the ship is entirely up to you. Even though they may not be worth a whole lot of Pokos, but you know what they say, every little bit helps. Anyways, I'm rambling too much about that. 100 Pokos is this treasure's value, and its name Quenching Emblem. Kinda makes me thirsty when I look into that treasure. Okay, I reckon that's everything done on this part of the cave. So we can proceed forward down this hole next.
This hole appears to be quite deep. My sensors indicate more treacherous terrain ahead. Louis, you do recall that you can adjust the camera with Z and up, left, and right on the directional pad, correct? Your expression suggests you do. Excellent. Don't worry, all your Pikmin will follow you. Approach the hole and press A to enter it.
Before we head down the hole, we will check out the map and see more highlighted regions within the underground terrain. So it should be worth mentioning that the further out you go into the cave, the more the region will be highlighted. Now with that said, let's proceed down the hole. Oh wait, why am I Almar? I should be Louis at this point. I did say that I was going to make Louis the leader for this day. Down into the hole we go. And again, your game saves automatically for each time you enter the hole. And we're down into Emergence Cave sub-level 2. Things should probably be much harder from here on out. But it's natural for things to get much harder as you progress. And believe it or not, this is actually the final floor within the cave. So this cave really wasn't all that long, but it's your first cave explore, and it does give you a chance in order for you to get used to the cave as you explore it. Die already, you stupid bulbor, thank you. You're not eating any of my Pikmin. Now dead ahead of us, we will see an even bigger treasure than what we've seen before, which looks like a giant globe. Well, only half of it.
It's inconceivable that such an immense object has been buried here for so long. The design on the outer shell resembles the surface of the planet as seen from space. Perhaps this can be used for something other than salvage. But how will we ever lift it? I fear that even 100 red Pikmin will be unable to lift it.
Well, let's just see if we can lift it up off the ground anyway. 101 Pikmin. This is a problem for us. We can't have more than 100 Pikmin out in the field. Looks like we're gonna have to find a way in order for us to lift the treasure off the ground. Maybe there's something dead ahead of us that can help. Another Bulborb right here. Don't you dare move, you're going to die either way. Thank you. Okay, Pikmin, you carry that back. Oh gosh, more enemy bugs dead ahead. This is gonna be a bit tricky. Okay. Gotcha. This is easier than I thought it would be. Die already. Thank you. It should also be worth mentioning that whenever a Pikmin gets caught by an enemy bug, as you saw at that instance, you can still save your Pikmin if you defeat the bug in time. So whenever a Pikmin gets caught, make sure you defeat the enemy bug in time in order to prevent his life from being lost. Okay, carry you bugs back. And now let's see what's dead ahead of us. Up ahead, we will see the return of Candy Pop Buds, and these are colored violet.
Astounding! A flower blooms in a cave deep beneath the snowy landscape. Clearly, it is warmer down here than above. Look, the Pikmin are restless. They look as if they yearn to be tossed into the flower.
Well, you can't go wrong with satisfying a Pikmin's needs. Whatever the Pikmin want is what they get. So let's go ahead and toss them into the Candy Pop Buds. It should be worth mentioning that a maximum of 5 Pikmin can be tossed into the Candy Pop Buds before they disappear, as you saw at that instance. I'm gonna go ahead and toss my Leaf Pikmin in, by the way. And I will come back and check on these guys later. Right now, I want to see how the rest of the Pikmin are doing. Make sure that they're alright. Okay. These Pikmin are awfully slow. Kinda wish that they matured while we were still outside. But hey, I'm pretty sure we'll find a way to boost their maturity. Even though you guys may remember what the 2 sources of the Pikmin's maturity are from Pikmin 1. Okay, now let's have you guys carry this treasure. The Pikmin won't be able to carry the treasure initially, but I'm just assigning them to it anyway. We'll come back and help those guys later. Right now, let's go back and check on the purple seeds. I'm not going to pluck the Pikmin seeds right away just yet, for a reason that I will explain now. Remember before when you saw budded Pikmin, in which Pikmin mature from leaves into buds? This is because that as you leave Pikmin in the ground, they will gradually bloom over time, from a leaf to a bud and then to a flower. And for the sake of having purple Pikmin on our side, the fastest ones at that, I'm going to have these little guys mature into flower Pikmin. But I'll bet you guys are wondering, won't this cost way too much time within the Valley of Repose? I mean, shouldn't time be considered a major factor? Let me answer that question by saying this. While you are spending time in a cave, time is frozen outside of the cave, so you don't have to worry about the sun setting before you leave the cave. With that said, I am actually going to wait on these Pikmin to mature into flowers and speed up this. Okay, as you saw there, they mature into buds. So within time, they should be able to mature into flowers next, and then I'll pluck them out of the ground. Now, I'm going to speed up this part and resume things when these purple Pikmin mature into flower Pikmin. Okay guys, I am back yet again, and as we can see, the purple Pikmin have matured into flower Pikmin, so we can now pluck them out of the ground. Gaze at the purple Pikmin. And look at it pull off its little stance. It's kind of like a sumo wrestler, given its weight. No offense to sumo wrestlers out there.
Amazing! A purple Pikmin. It has hair and is quite stocky. It seems very heavy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report, Olimar. It must be an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by tossing them into flowers? Intriguing. Perhaps there are others?
Maybe there are, maybe there aren't. We'll see in the future. Now let's go ahead and pluck the rest of these guys from the ground as well. And now that we have purple Pikmin with us, let's see what we can now do about the treasure. Back towards the treasure we go. Good thing I've matured these guys in the flower Pikmin, because now they're at their maximum speed, even though technically they're slower than the red Pikmin. That is, whenever they mature in the flowers. Okay, let's try this out now. Notice that as you assign purple Pikmin to a certain object, the amount of Pikmin needed to carry the object is increased by 10. This means that purple Pikmin can lift 10 times as much as that of a regular Pikmin, making these guys very useful in picking up even the heaviest objects. Okay Pikmin, carry that object back. Let's find out how much this treasure is worth and whether or not we can use it for something other than salvage. Go on purple Pikmin. Don't waste your talents now. Good job Pikmin. Now let's see. 200 Pokos. Name is Spherical Atlas.
There is a device resembling a microchip embedded inside this sphere. Retrieving data. Error. I could only decode a portion of the data, but I did retrieve new geographic charts. I will input this data into my planetary database and name it the Sphere Chart. Press the positive button to contact me and go to the exploration kit on the radar screen by pressing left on the directional pad. Now that we have this new data, you should explore the decoded territory tomorrow.
Sounds good. The exploration kit I will go ahead and demonstrate, so press the positive button and then left on the directional pad to access the exploration kit. Here we will see 12 different items that might be useful in helping us navigate around the planet much more easier and safer. What are these objects? I don't know, but we'll find out in the future. For right now, let's just make our way out of the cave because now I believe our work is done. You guys may have noticed from earlier that the Pikmin were singing two different tunes. Whenever they sing the first tune, that actually means that you have not found all of the treasure within the area. If they sing this second tune, which is the one that they will be singing again right about now, that actually means that you have found all of the treasure within the area, so be sure to listen in on the Pikmin in order to make sure that you have completed everything 100% within an area. Now how can we get out of this cave? Well, over here we have a geyser that seems to be shooting water out of the ground.
Astounding! Water is shooting out of this geyser with incredible force. Sensors indicate it has enough power to launch you into the air. Approach it and press A to try.
Seems like it can shoot us out of this cave. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Again, make sure you have all of your Pikmin with you before you leave the cave. This way you can be more reassured that you haven't left any Pikmin behind. And also the Pikmin will follow after you. Now in the Emergence cave, we've racked up 502 Pokos, not a single Pikmin has been lost, and the cave is now 100% complete. With each cave that you complete 100%, it will be marked with a flag as you will see on the top right part of the screen. You are also given the option to save, which I will go ahead and do. I haven't had any problems with recording as of so far, so I can't really expect the worst to happen. And just like that, we're back on the planet's surface. Our spelunking within the cave was a whole lot of fun. Transmission for the ship.
You have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent decision-making, gentlemen. We must celebrate your first successful spelunking expedition.
Can we have a party?
You've gathered a large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I shall send a report back to the President tonight, detailing your progress.
Thanks, talking ship. Now let's... Oh wait, another transmission.
Olimar and Louie, since you will explore a new area tomorrow, today's work is done.
What are you talking about? It's too early in the day for us to call things off now.
What? You still want to work? Unacceptable. You may not realize it, but you are exhausted. You should take a much needed rest, as you have all the time you need to collect treasure.
Did you guys hear that? This is the main reason why time is not so much of a major issue in this game.
Haste makes waste, so take it slow and steady.
So as the ship said, we have all the time we need to in order to repay the company debt. This is the first from Pikmin 1. See, in Pikmin 1, you had 30 days in order to complete the main objective of repairing Olimar's ship. In this game, Pikmin 2, you have unlimited time in order for you to repay the company debt of 10,000 Pokos by salvaging as much treasure as you possibly can find. So as long as you plan things accordingly and take it slow and steady, you will be fine in surviving on the planet and repaying the company debt in however much time you may allow yourself. Okay, now for today, we have racked up 672 Pokos, bringing our total up to 952 Pokos. We have propagated 70 Pikmin today, or 50 Pikmin I should say, 70 being our current total. You guys pretty much get the math. And not a single Pikmin has been lost. Very nice. Mail from the President.
Baby steps first, Olimar. Plan well and don't worry about me. Our debt is with Happy Hakotate Savings and Loan after all.
Yeah, sorry about the sudden stutter there. Someone actually mentioned to me that Olimar's home planet is actually pronounced Hakotate instead of Hakotate, so I apologize about the incorrect pronunciation.
Besides, there's nothing left to repossess. So ha!
That's good to know, Mr. President, and I hope it stays that way from here on out. Also, I mentioned earlier that you have unlimited time in order for you to complete the main objective in this game. It kind of makes the game a bit too OP, but I suppose it is fine, because now you won't have to worry about time being an issue in this game, and you won't have so much pressure as you play through the game. Though I would like a challenge every now and then, but hey, there could be future challenges which may force me to change my mind. On that note, day 2 of our expedition has been concluded, so it's time to end things off for now. Tomorrow, we are going to venture into a new area on the planet. What will this new area be? You guys will just have to wait and see. In any event, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm Multigame Master 1 over and out, and I will see you guys tomorrow on day 3. Have a good night.